China, a nation in desperate need of large-scale infrastructure projects to support its unprecedented population growth, has undertaken some of the most ambitious engineering feats the world has ever seen. From the highways crisscrossing the country to the dams and bridges that have changed the face of the landscape, China has produced some of the world's biggest megaprojects. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at some of these engineering marvels that have reshaped the country. Starting with number 5, the Beipanjiang Bridge, which is the highest bridge in the world, which soars over the Beipanjiang Grand Valley. With a staggering drop of 565 meters, it's more than 8 times higher than the Golden Gate in San Francisco, which reaches a mere 67 meters. To illustrate its remarkable height, the entire New York One World Trade Center could fit beneath this bridge. The Beipanjiang Bridge connects the mountainous provinces of Yunnan with Shuicheng and Guizhou, and what was formerly a 4-hour trip has now been reduced to less than one. As well as its convenience, the magnificent scenery from this bridge is unparalleled. It is so high that it is often surrounded by clouds and mist. Guizhou province is renowned for its mountainous landscape, requiring innovative connecting bridges such as the Beipanjiang Bridge. 3 of the world's 5 highest bridges are in this province, and all 5 of them are in China. However, constructing on a mountainside is not without its difficulties, with the architects having to continuously adjust the bridge's final location higher and higher to elude caves and fracturing in the karst mountains on either side of the valley. It must be noted that the Beipanjiang Bridge holds the title of the highest bridge in the world, not the tallest. That accolade is reserved for the Millau Viaduct in France, which stands 343 meters high. This distinction is made by differentiating the highest bridge from the tallest by measuring the height of the deck, rather than the height of the structure. In addition to constructing bridges across rivers and mountains, China is also constructing massive underwater tunnels. But before we show you this next project, be sure to subscribe to Royal World for more interesting mega projects like this. Number 4, China's underwater tunnel. Lake Taihu, China's 3rd largest freshwater lake, is a much frequented tourist destination. Its beauty is preserved by the construction of a tunnel running beneath it, rather than a bridge being built over it. Located in Jiangsu province in eastern China, Lake Taihu is an impressive sight to behold. At 11 kilometers in length, the Taihu Tunnel is one of the longest highway tunnels in the world, connecting Changzhou, Suzhou, and Wuxi motorways. It was built to reduce the traffic between Shanghai and Nanjing. Given the Beipanjiang Bridge's main preoccupation with weather, an underground tunnel poses no such issue. Instead, the greatest danger of this tunnel comes in the form of drivers losing concentration, due to the prolonged straight route. To counter this, the tunnel has been fitted with thousands of LED lights to keep drivers visually engaged for the duration of their journey. Underground tunnels can be constructed in a variety of methods. The Channel Tunnel between France and Britain was constructed by excavating beneath the seabed and constructing all things below the ground. For the Taihu Tunnel, cofferdams were employed to empty water from the area in which they wanted to construct. This enabled the building area to be isolated from the lake and become totally dry. Thus, the construction site was basically a dry lake bed, and now cars are essentially driving at the bottom of the lake. Ventilation shafts have been also constructed, though cleverly disguised, across the lake. One appears as a dainty islet, while another resembles a conch-shaped sculpture. The third is crafted to look like an ancient boat. Lake Taihu is a renowned holiday spot, and the tunnel is ingeniously designed to protect its stunning beauty. Measuring a whopping 11 kilometers in length, the Taihu Tunnel is one of the longest road tunnels in the world. However, the Lærdal Tunnel situated in Norway is taking the first place. But China is looking to break the record, as plans for a 90-kilometer-long railway tunnel between Yantai and Dalian, dwarfing the current record holder, are at the moment under development. This is all part of China's quiet revolution in high-speed rail. Which brings us to our next topic. Number 3, China's massive high-speed rail network. In October 2010, they set the world record for the fastest bullet train, which runs 200 kilometers between Hangzhou and Shanghai in under 45 minutes. 2 years later, in 2012, the Chinese achieved another milestone with the opening of the longest high-speed railway line, connecting Beijing and Guangzhou. This journey, which used to take 24 hours, was reduced to only 8 hours. For the past decade, China has been revolutionizing its high-speed railway system, constructing an impressive 38,000 kilometers of rail since 2008. To put this into perspective, it takes 40,000 kilometers to circumnavigate the entire globe. Railways are an essential part of a modern economy and serve as a sign of economic development. China is aiming to reach all corners of the country, having constructed tracks in extreme environments from the Gobi Desert to the frozen city of Harbin. Even towns and cities that have yet to be created are connected by railway lines. An example of this is the Beijing-Xiong'an Intercity Railway, which gives access to the Xiong'an New Area, a city that is planned to be developed by 2035. This strategy is akin to European colonizers in North America, who built railway tracks for towns and cities they wanted to build in the future. Even now, China continues to push the boundaries. In January 2022, the Fuxing bullet train made history by running its route without the assistance of a driver. It was the world's first ever driverless bullet train. Nevertheless, China's railway revolution is not without its challengers. As Japan recently broke their record of the fastest bullet train, traveling at a remarkable 602 kilometers per hour. Despite this, China is still very much in a class of its own when it comes to the size and scope of its high-speed rail network. Number 2, the world's biggest soccer stadium. In recent times, the Chinese Super League has been making an impact on the global football scene. Big names in the sport such as Carlos Tevez, Oscar and Hulk have all been tempted over by the lucrative wages on offer. This influx of money has been spearheaded by the Evergrande Real Estate Group, which operates more than 1,300 properties in 280 cities in China. After recruiting some of the sport's biggest names, the company has set about constructing the largest stadium in the world in 2021. The Guangzhou Evergrande Football Stadium was slated to seat more than 100,000 fans, surpassing Barcelona's renowned Camp Nou. The anticipated completion date was the end of 2023, but the Evergrande Group's financial crisis caused all mega projects to be put on hold. In December 2021, missing a crucial repayment deadline exacerbated the situation, making Evergrande the most indebted company in the world with total liabilities surpassing $300 billion. Consequently, Chinese authorities took control of the stadium project and put it up for auction. If no buyers are found, a state-owned investment group will take over the project, but it is likely that, like many of Evergrande's unfinished projects, construction of the stadium will be abandoned. As China has made remarkable advances on the ground in terms of roads, railways and bridges, they have also been making headway in a much more ambitious domain, namely the space exploration. Over the years, their progress has been remarkable, often equaling and at times surpassing the milestones achieved by the US and Russia. Which brings us to our final mega project. Number 1, the biggest radio telescope in the world. Nan Rundong, a renowned Chinese astronomer, had a dream in 1994. To build a radio telescope in China akin to the US Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico. Back in the day, the largest telescopes in China were just 25 meters big. But Rundong had greater aspirations. He wanted something that was 20 times bigger. For a decade, Rundong and his team searched far and wide across southwest China for a suitable place to construct their new radio telescope. Their efforts were rewarded when they found the Daodang Depression in Pingtang, where the telescope is now located. This valley was shaped like a ball and able to bear the telescope's weight, as well as allowing the drainage of groundwater from its site. In 2016, the telescope was finally built more than 2 decades after its initial design proposal. It is now the biggest telescope in the world, with a diameter of 500 meters and 4,000 aluminum panels, each of which can be shifted to focus on radio waves from space. Given its remoteness, the mountainous area was selected as the perfect location for the project. Despite this, the plan faced heated opposition. Local villagers had to be compensated with either money or housing, a costly endeavor that totaled over $230 million, more than the telescope itself. Now the telescope is being used to explore the fast radio bursts. These mysterious flashes produce more energy in milliseconds than the sun does within a year, and the Chinese are determined to uncover the truth behind them. Since 2017, the telescope has made a remarkable discovery of over 660 pulsars. With the help of a cluster of powerful computers, which process 38 billion samples per second, an impressive map of the incoming radio signals is produced. This has caused some to speculate that these signals could be evidence of extraterrestrial life. In 2016, Nan Rendon was diagnosed with a heartbreaking case of lung cancer. Despite this unfortunate news, he still made the arduous journey of 2,000 kilometers from Beijing to Guizhou in September of that year, and was able to witness 22 years of hard work and dedication finally in action. Sadly, his life was cut short the following year, yet his memory will live on through his incredible achievement. We hope you enjoyed today's video. If you know of any other mega projects taking place in China or elsewhere, please leave us a comment. If you'd like to find out more about these kinds of projects, you should watch our video about the line in the cube in Saudi Arabia. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.